I'm here today in Winsboro, Texas at the home of Phoenix Airboats. And I have a very special guest with me today. This is Dustin Cole. Dustin, how's it going today?
That's a great day.
You're currently hosting a tournament today, your Texas State Bowfishing Championship.
Yes, sir.
It looks like it's going to be a pretty good turnout, great weather.
Yes, sir.
I think there's some fish up too, huh?
There's a few.
There's a few. I can't wait to see what the results are going to be. But let's take a minute. Let's just focus a little bit about Phoenix Airboats. So when did you get started in the airboat building business?
Well, I've been owner operator of Phoenix Airboats for about 3.5, maybe close to 4 years at this point. I'd started building bowfishing decks and light rails and float pods and that kind of stuff on the backs of boats, and then the next thing you know, it turned into an opportunity to go to work building airboats. And I saw a hole in the market and an opportunity to start doing my own thing, and that's where we kind of started Phoenix Airboats.
So, I mean, there's other airboat builders out there. I mean, I can think of a half a dozen easily right off the top of my head. What do you think it is about Phoenix Airboats that helps set you apart?
My number one thing is I bowfish myself. I'm an avid bow fisherman. That's pretty much all I do besides build boats and bowfish. I stand in there in the bottom of a boat welding all day, and then I get out of it and I go get in mine and I go try to tear it up. And whatever I break on mine, I find a way to fix it. And then I incorporate that into all of my customers' builds. And then on top of that is being true to your word. That's a main thing in the bowfishing industry and the boat industry itself.
I know that in the past there have been other airboat builders that haven't been as reputable and have left some people holding the bag in some cases. So I think it's great that you're standing behind your work and you're delivering an amazing product, and we're definitely going to have some close-up shots of some of the stuff that you've been building. But tell us a little bit about the process for getting a Phoenix Airboat. Do you start from just a base model and the customer comes in and helps to customize it? I
have what I consider my most popular version, and so what it does is the customer, a customer will call me and they say, hey, I'm looking at getting a 20-foot boat, a 18-foot boat, or anywhere in between, and I say, okay, how do you fish? How do you, and then we base off of that, okay, well, do you fish Kentucky Barkley Lake? Well, I'm going to recommend this boat, and then you tell me if that's how you like it. And then we go from there. Whereas a small fisherman that may be in Mississippi that's off of the backwaters of the Mississippi River, he doesn't need a 20-foot decked over boat, and then we kind of base off of that, and I kind of get them started with the direction I think they need to go, and then they tell me and give me feedback, and then we go off of that to build the boat that they need and want.
There's a lot of people out there that think, oh, I would love to have an airboat. What's one thing that you think is absolutely the best part about having an airboat, and then what's the one thing that most people just completely overlook?
Best thing about having an airboat is not having to worry about getting grass off your trolling motor.
I would concur with that.
That and the amount of ground you can cover in a night with an airboat is, not even in the same spectrum of, bouncing a trolling motor off the bottom, or having to deal with converters or anything else with a trolling motor. Now, kicker boats and fan boats, they definitely can compete with an airboat in certain aspects of it, but there's no denying that an airboat is the machine you need to be at the best you can be in bow fishing.
So when people buy airboats and then they have buyer's remorse, what is it that causes them to want to sell an airboat?
Making the wrong decisions on the power plant. That's the number one thing that puts bad taste in somebody's mouth when it comes to airboats. The worst thing you can do is get the wrong engine, because once you go down that road with the bad engine, it's just a windfall. I mean, until you get that good engine that you can rely on to turn the key every night and go from A to B, that's the number one thing. You can have all the horsepower in the world, but if it breaks down halfway there, it doesn't do you any good. And
is there anything that you do specifically to help and with the longevity of your engines or the reliability of your engines?
We exclusively furnish levitator engines on all of our builds. That's all we supply for a Phoenix boat. The customer is welcome to put whatever engine they would prefer in a boat, but ultimately we run levitator engines, and I've not had one single airboat engine failure from levitator.
Any other businesses that you represent exclusively?
I do a lot of business with butt racks. Levitator, of course, we just spoke with them. HydroTurf. I do a lot of business with Aero LED, Brandon Johnson, and then we do a lot of business with Victor at 5 Star. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we're getting into doing business with Trevor over at Outrigger.
How do people learn more about Phoenix Airboats?
My number one way to get my business out there has been word of mouth, and then, of course, social media, being Facebook or Instagram or something like that. my phone rings every day, all day long. People wanting to talk about airboats, or hey, I got this little problem. What do you think? Or what do you think about this prop and stuff like that. But the number one thing that's helped my business grow is social media, Facebook, and then of course me and myself taking my boats all over the country, and then of course my customers taking my boats. My boats speak for themselves. There's no denying that if you look at the winner circle of every tournament in the nation, there's a Phoenix boat sitting in it now. You cannot go to a tournament and not see a Phoenix at the top.
I have seen that. I have noticed that. So congratulations on building a dependable, a reliable, a wanted, and an undeniably successful product in the bow fishing industry. And this is not an easy industry to break into and to gain people's trust. So congratulations on your success, and I wish you the best as you continue to move forward.
I appreciate it, Pete.
Good luck tonight, by the way.
Yes,
You'll
sir.
be competing in your tournament, right?
Yeah, we're going to try our best.
Yeah. Well, we're here to compete too, so we'll give it our best as well.
There you go.
Yep. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete.